succeeded a little. I come up from the floor to the middle. You think I want the credit? I don't. See, the glory is not made for me, no. I know who sits on the throne, who makes the stage and writes the songs. And I know I couldn't do this on my own. And as much as I complain, I've seen more sunshine than rain. And I can't thank my lucky stars, 'cause that's not where my blessings are. Where they come from God's heart. Not the stars, not by chance. The truth is, I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. This is my favorite verse right here. Today I'm in a happy place, and I know it didn't happen by mistake. I love how God knows my life. I love how God knows my heart. I fall to my knees every day 'cause I'm thankful for every morning start. And I can't thank my lucky stars, 'cause that's not where my blessings are. Where they come from, God's heart. Not the stars, not by chance. The truth is, I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. From the very beginning, this life that I'm living was part of God's plan all along. I know think my lucky stars, 'cause that's not where my blessings are. Where they come from, God's heart. Not the stars, not by chance. The truth is, I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. Yes, Spirit knows me. Said yes, Spirit loves me, yeah. Said yes, Spirit knows me. You know why? 'Cause I already know. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. Everybody sing this part with me. Yes, Spirit loves me. Yes, Spirit loves me. Yes, Spirit loves me, yeah. Yes, Spirit knows me. 'Cause I already know. I already know. Yeah. 'Cause I already know. I can't thank my lucky stars, 'cause that's not where my blessings are. Where they come from, God's heart. Not the stars, not by chance. The truth is, I'm not lucky, I'm loved. Come on. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. Sing along with me, I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky, I'm loved. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved, yeah. I'm not lucky, I'm loved.
Let's thank David Mormon again. Let's thank the band. And thanks to all of you for being here this morning. My title this morning is, Would you like to be happier? Would you like to be happier? Then you're going to have to go deep. I'm using the book 10% Happier by Dan Harris, who is an NBC commentator who wrote a book about having an anxiety attack on television and having to find a way to treat his anxiety by using meditation. And our spiritual principle says that meditation is our experience of oneness. So I am talking about spiritual benefits of meditation this morning, not just the benefits when we stop the chatter in our heads. So you know what I was doing recently, so I have something to say. I was watching television. And I was watching Grantchester, right? And so Mrs. C is this very rigid church lady. I mean, she's tough. Everyone's afraid of her. She's just unbelievably tough. And she takes care of the home of the priest of the church. It's called the vicarage because he's the vicar. But no one can live up to her expectations. But in this particular scene, she is standing in the church and she says, "I hate you." Have you ever had a time in your life where things were so bad, you wondered if you were loved? See, we're not lucky, we're loved. And there is a difference between being lucky and being loved, because if it's love, it is intentional. It's not arbitrary at all. It is intentional. Now, Mrs. C has just been told that she has cancer, and she's angry. And she goes on to say, she has this conversation as if God doesn't know, but she's not the first one to be that way, right? Where we look at situations and say, God must not understand what's going on, because if you did, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in. So she says, "I hate you." And she goes on to say, "You are punishing me because I did one terrible thing in life. The one terrible thing, and I've made up for it. I do everything that the Bible says. I do everything right. I make everyone around me do the right things. And look at where I am. I am in this situation. I don't expect to be here. I have essentially, I'll paraphrase for her, I have earned the ability to be blessed." Have you ever thought that you earned the ability to be blessed? I'm not lucky. It's love. And love is intentional. She continues on. And so here's the question. She's angry about her illness, and she lets God know just in case God isn't aware. So here's the point. There may be times in life that you feel that way. There are times in life where you have questions about what is going on in my life. There are times we are disappointed, we are angry, and we just want to know why. Or what can I do to prevent this from happening? But asking questions, I don't believe, stresses the divine love at all. You can ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. That's how you get answers, by asking questions. So sometimes we're challenged. Sometimes we go, this could not be what I thought was true, is really not true because of what I am experiencing right now. But the thing is you never exhaust the eternal love of God. So my message for Mrs. C is this. Girl, you got to go deep. You just got to go deep. But in your anger and in your frustration, what do you do with it? How do you handle it? Is there somebody around you can share it with? You got to be careful with that one, right? But it's true. And we all have times in life where we've just been challenged and we just don't think we should be in the situation that we're in. And we wonder how we got here, but more importantly, how long is this going to last? When will this be over? But the eternal love of God is always there. And just like Dan Harris found his peace and his reduction in anxiety, he found it in meditation. So we do not believe, well, I should say, we do not teach, because I don't know what you believe. We do not teach that God punishes us. That's not. We are living out the effects of what happens in our lives. We do things, and there are certain effects associated with it. It is not that God has made a decision to punish us. That we don't teach that. And I'm a little concerned about people who do. God seems a little bit arbitrary. But that isn't what it is. There's only love there. And if you think it's love and something else, then you are going to find times where you're going to feel like you have been forsaken. But I would like to say to you that spirit is more than enough, and you will never exhaust the divine love, because you're not lucky. You're loved. It is intentional every time. And it's in this meditative process that we experience our oneness with spirit. It is the time when things are at least silent from all the chatter that goes on in my head. Regardless to what the chatter is out in the world, that chatter is in my head. But that's one level of meditation. I think there is additional, the spiritual aspect of meditation, where we go beyond just silencing the chatter that is in our heads, where we experience oneness and the love of God. Now, I believe that meditation is the bridge to higher consciousness. That's how we access higher consciousness. Now, there are many types of consciousness, right? There is sleep. There is being awake. There is, as you wake up, you have a different level of consciousness. And then meditation takes us to the deeper levels of consciousness, which, for instance, are like cosmic consciousness, where you recognize and feel that you are one with all things. You just experience this oneness. And if you've ever read any of the mystics, they often talk about being a part of everything just being singular, being one. Then there is God consciousness, where we are aware of this oneness, of this unity that we have with divine spirit. And then there is unitive consciousness, the fact where we understand that when all is said and done, there is only one. There is only one life, there is only one power, there is only one presence, and therefore we are experiencing and in this one power, in this one life, and in this one presence. There is no separation. But it's meditation that takes us there, to these higher states of consciousness. But I encourage you to do it, you got to go deep. You got to go deep to get to higher consciousness. Now, Dan Harris says in his book, I tamed the voice in my head. I reduced the stress without losing my edge. He wanted to continue to be competitive. And he went through a period as he started meditating where he felt that he had become passive about everything rather than being intentional about his life. And so he had to learn that he could be intentional and still practice meditation. He says, meditation made me 10% happier. And my question this morning is there more than 10%? Because there's sometimes in life, 10% will just get me out of bed. I still have got to conquer the day. I need a higher level, a more happiness, more awareness. So I believe far more is available to us. Again, he is not having a spiritual experience by his own statement. He has just stopped the chatter that goes on in his head, as they say, the monkey mind. But there is a spiritual dimension where we access the deeper levels of consciousness. Now, there's nothing wrong with stopping the chatter. In fact, most of the time, unless we stop the chatter, we won't be able to access deeper levels of consciousness because the chatter is going on in our heads. I mean, as soon as you start to meditate, right, Everything just kind of runs across your mind. And I think, let me get up and write a note to myself so I don't forget to do this, and I don't forget to do that, and I don't forget to do the other. And the teaching says we just let it pass, trusting that it will come back when we need it. And that's faith, that it will come back when we need it. But this deeper level is possible. So let's talk about a spiritual dimension of meditation. So Michael Brown is a writer from South Africa. And he developed a neurological problem, which was called cluster headaches. So he has a cluster of migraine headaches on one side of his head at a time, sometimes for hours. No medication would help him. It would knock him out, but he still had this cluster headache. And he found if he added meditation to his treatment plan, that he could manage his anxiety and he could manage his headaches just by meditating. So he added it to his treatment plan. I'm not saying meditate and don't take medication. It's all good. All of it is good. There's nothing wrong with taking medication if we need it. I take a handful and a whole lot of vitamins. But I also have to meditate so that I have the spiritual benefits of being in meditation as well. Michael's book is called The Presence Process, and that is his method of teaching people how to be present and experience, within the context of meditation, experience the presence. So there are benefits to meditation, spiritual meditation. It enhances our awareness. It gives us a level of inner peace and tranquility. It gives us a connection with the current moment. In other words, not thinking about the past and not thinking about the future, but just thinking what is right now. It is the way that we transcend to higher levels of consciousness. It provides a spiritual awakening. And that's what Mrs. C needed. She needed a spiritual awakening. She needed to understand that she's not lucky. She's loved. And that is what happens in spiritual awareness, is that you acknowledge and you become aware that we are one with God. It's that oneness and that celebration that gets us through. It provides compassion and empathy and inner strength and resilience. And why do we need inner strength and resilience? Because again, I wish I could tell you it's not going to happen to you, but it probably will happen to you. And if it does, you need resilience and confidence to be able to overcome what happens in life. So here is what my suggestion is this morning, is that we go beyond just silencing the chatter, and that we look for the opportunities to have a spiritual experience. There are times that I can hear the inner small voice. There are times. There are times in meditation where I feel the exhilarance of joy, joy beyond my wildest dreams. I cannot contain it. I'm generally crying, but you know, I cry all the time. I know I'm an old man when I'm telling stories and crying. But it's a level of crying that is full of joy and recognition that I am not at this by myself, and that somehow or another, at some level of consciousness, it all makes sense. There are times that I clearly understand. There is no question in my mind that we have this unitive experience of oneness, and you cannot convince me that God ain't real. It's not possible when I have that experience. But I gotta go deep. I gotta go beyond just silencing the chatter and go to a level of accessing consciousness at a deeper level. And it's available for you as well. Don't have to. It doesn't mean it's more important. I'm just saying there's more than 10% available if we choose to access it. What more is possible? That was Reverend Sarah's comment that she left with us last week. And I feel that way about this 10%. What more is possible than just 10%? Sometimes spirit does feel afar off, and I can't hear it, I can't see it, I can't touch it. But the blessing in it all is that as we are seeking it, it is also seeking us. So although you've got to go deep and go the stretch, you won't have to go the entire distance because Spirit will meet you there. It is looking for us just the way we are looking for it because it's all about awareness. It's all going on within us. We think God is distant. We think we can't hear, but God has not stopped talking. Love is always there, and it is always seeking us. So I'm just making a suggestion this week as a spiritual practice that when you meditate, that you set an intention to have a higher level of consciousness. Because it may be the thing that carries you through the next thing that presents itself in life. And finally, this is my prayer for you, that you will understand that in the love of God, the length, the breadth, the height, and the depth of the fullness of God. Because where there is that, there is no question about anything. All we know is there is confidence that we can continue and we can make it. And we recognize, I just wasn't lucky. I'm loved. And so it is. Thank you for that, David. Let's pray. Giving thanks and praise for the power of this consciousness that's accessible, it's able, it's seeking us as we seek it. In there is everything that we need. All we have to do is become aware of it. And so it is. And so it is. There's awareness, awareness, awareness. It is time for our offering. It is your offerings that make all of this possible. Thank you. Thank you for your giving and understanding that as you give, you will receive. And let us say together, today I proclaim my divine inheritance. I give this gift from a consciousness of abundance. Divine mind blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I provide, and all that I receive. And so it is. And please welcome back David Moorman.
You don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, troubles they don't last always. Remember there's a friend in spirit who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. And no matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. Your times of trouble, don't let it get you down. Your friends and your loved ones are nowhere to be found. Remember there's a friend in spirit who can wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. With spirit I can take it. With spirit I can stand. is in your hands. My life is in your hands. Come on, sing that with me, someone. My life is in your hands. My life is in your hands. You sound so beautiful. My life is in your hands. My life is in. You gotta know that you're gonna make it. Your life is in God's hands. It's in your hands. My life is in your hands. My life is in your hands.
Through the tests and the trials, you recognize that your life is in the hands of God. It's time for Pennies from Heaven.